how does it feel, Marvel fanboys? You know that Captain Marvel's gonna flop, huh? Does it feel too good, huh? Oh, you guys wanna ride Marvel's dick all day long? Just ride that dick all day long. But guess what? Captain Marvel's gonna flop, Sean. Yeah, I bet you guys feel like crap now. You wanna keep bashing the DCEU? Psh, no one wants to see Captain Marvel. That shit is going to flop. I'm sorry, you were saying something? Hello everybody, I'm Robert Storms. Welcome back to the channel once again. If you're finding me for the very first time, be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button. I am doing a giveaway all this week. I'm going to be giving away a free digital copy of The Reign of Superman. And in order to win this copy, you have to be a subscriber. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And you have to use the hashtag on Twitter, SupermenStorms. Hashtag SupermenStorms. This coming Friday evening, I will choose a winner and I'll let everybody know who the winner is on Saturday morning. So with that said, let's jump into today's topic. Let's talk about Captain Marvel and the possibilities of this movie being the first big flop for Marvel Studios. So the first thing I want to talk about is let's define what a flop is. Because I think different people have different opinions on what a flop is. What do you consider a flop? Well, by definition, a flop is whatever a movie does not make its budget back, that is financially not successful. So, for instance, you cannot give a movie that is critically unsuccessful and consider it a flop. Like the Transformers movies, all of them suck. Like it's all opinion-based, but if you look at the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, they all suck. But they're successful financially. Each one of them pretty much crossed $1 billion. So, by definition, the Transformers movies are not flops. Solo is a flop. Why was Solo a flop? It did pretty good critically, however, it didn't make its money back. A movie has to make its budget back in order for it not to be considered a flop. That is the reason why so many people consider Justice League and Solo to be flops. Justice League was a flop. Justice League cost a shitload of money to make, and it didn't make its money back. It ended up costing Warner Brothers money in the end. It never recuperated that money that they spent on the film and marketing. Same thing with Solo. Solo made pretty decent amount of money, just like Justice League, but it wasn't enough money to cover this budget and its marketing budget. And you have to take that into consideration. You have to take the budget and you have to take the marketing budget, and then you got to kind of times that by 3. And that's what the movie has to make in order to break even. So if a movie doesn't make more than that, then it's not making a profit, which in case, by definition, considers it a flop. Whether you like it, I like it, whoever likes it, doesn't matter, because it has to make money. I didn't like Venom. I thought Venom was a big pile of monkey shit. But the movie made $800 and something million. It made like triple its money back at the box office. So regardless of what I think about it and other critics think about it, financially it is not a flop. It's a success. That's why they're greenlit a second one. That's why we're going forward with a Morbius movie. Justice League didn't have that. Aquaman did. Aquaman was both critically successful and made over $1 billion. Regardless of what the movie was doing with other fans and critics, like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like that. Regardless of what you think about Aquaman, it was the first DCEU film to cross $1 billion. It made its money back and like 4 times that amount. So will Captain Marvel flop? By definition, I don't think it's going to flop. There's no way. This is not going to be a movie where they spend a budget like the Avengers. It ain't going to have like a $300 million budget that went into making this movie. It's just not going to happen. So this movie, regardless of what you think, if this movie comes out and makes $650 million worldwide and that's it, by definition, it's still not a flop because it made its money back and then profited. So people are going to, when this movie comes out, people are going to sit there and attack and go, oh, Captain Marvel. And I do think Captain Marvel is going to be successful. I don't think it's going to be $1 billion film. However, if it is, hey, it is. Congratulations to Captain Marvel. It's $1 billion film. I don't think it's going to be $1 billion film. I think it's going to kind of go in the same range as a Doctor Strange and an Ant-Man and a Wasp, where it's going to go between like 6 maybe 800 million. I think it's going to be somewhere in between there, maybe 750. So anywhere between 600 and 800 million, I think is where it's going to be. Anything above that, I think is going to be a massive success for the studio, and it's going to be much like Black Panther. Black Panther, a lot of people came out and they're like, oh, well, this movie's probably going to make about the same as Doctor Strange, crossing $1 billion. Went far beyond expectations. But the expectation for Captain Marvel is anywhere between 6 and $800 million. If the movie makes about 650, I think it's a huge success for Marvel Studios. They'll be happy with that because by that time it would be profitable. It would make money. You have to look that in consideration. People think just because a movie doesn't hit $1 billion, it's a flop. People think like people out there, idiot people, and I want you to fight me on this. People out there think The Last Jedi was a flop because it didn't make as much money as The Force Awakens. Are you fucking insane? What the hell are you smoking? Like really? Fucking Last Jedi was massively successful. Of course it didn't make as much money as Force Awakens because The Force Awakens was the first movie of Star Wars we have seen in forever, and it was bringing back the original cast. There was so much hype behind that. So of course Last Jedi wasn't going to bring in as much money as Force Awakens, but it was still massively successful. It wasn't a flop because it didn't make as much money as Force Awakens. Just like if Episode 9 comes out and it doesn't make as much money as Last Jedi and Force Awakens, if it still makes triple its money back, it's successful. People really need to, like, seriously, guys, you have time to leave comments because I get dumbass comments. Go on Google, type in the word flop. I guarantee you, if it doesn't make its money back, it's considered a flop. Ghostbusters in 2016 was a flop. As much as I loved it, I loved Power Rangers. I thought it was a fantastic movie. We didn't get a sequel. You know why? Because it flopped. I mean, the Dark Universe, right? They were rolling out this Dark Universe. Sorry, John. The movie flopped. So I'm sorry to tell this to you guys. Definition of a flop is something that doesn't make a profit, doesn't make its money back, and by definition, it's a flop. Is Captain Marvel going to flop? No. So if it makes 650, 700 million, don't be coming out here saying it's a flop because it's not a flop. Regardless, I don't care if that thing gets 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. If that movie makes $750 to $800 million, it's a success. And I will say that about any film. Regardless of what I think about Transformers, especially like what was the Transformers The Last Night or whatever the piece of shit that thing was, that movie fucking sucked donkey nuts. It made a shitload of money. It was a success. Just saying, by definition, we have to judge these things by what they are. Regardless if you're on Marvel side, DC side, and I've been really supporting DC lately. They really turned this ship around. Like, they're going full steam ahead with Shazam. I love the Birds of Prey teaser. It's like, they're really turning this ship around. But we have to call this stuff fair, guys. It's okay to be a fan of either, but you have to call it fair. That's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.